been thinking about working class leadership. I've been artistic director for 8-9 months now. And the challenges that have come with that, with being from a working class background. I grew up between South London and St Lucia. Didn't have family in the business, so I got to where I am with people taking a punt on me or taking a chance or taking under their wing, and luck, hard work, and having to whisper to myself, having to coach myself through a lot of things that I didn't have the cultural capital to know better about. And it's that self-coaching that is the most intense, the most lonely aspect, I think, about being working class artist in a leadership role. It's the way you have to lean on yourself and back yourself and paper over the cracks in your shoulder, because you're challenged every day, you're questioned every day, not just by colleagues, not just by the difficulties that come up in leadership roles every day, but also yourself, that level of self-doubt. I don't think I've seen leaders of different classes dance with the self-doubt in the same way that I've seen working class leaders do it. So it's that self-coaching that I think is the most intense part of it.
I don't think wealth is the main factor. I think people from wealthier backgrounds probably have more access to be able to take risks because there's the financial freedom that comes along with wealth. I think the thing that keeps me as an artist going is my passion for the art that I do. It can be difficult. We sometimes have to be the ones that take, side jobs. It sometimes means that we have to take breaks from the industry and come back. But I think the thing that keeps me going is the passion for it and understanding that the art that we love might not financially be sustaining us, but it might be creatively fulfilling us.
My art is my activism. My oppression makes me want to stand in front of people and make them look at me, and I don't really know what that says about me, but I refuse to be deleted from the narrative as a fat benefit class woman, and I demand to be represented, and sadly I don't see that representation often, so if I have to be it, then I will. And if someone else is there doing it and is more oppressed, then fantastic. The truth is, as a mid-career artist, I don't feel like I am. I feel like being benefit class means that I always feel like I'm at the beginning because I'm always still trying to pay my bills. And I still can't afford to be at the theatre bar or to meet for the chat if it's not paid or there isn't a free ticket there, and that's the truth. And that just never seems to change for me. I can't pay my bills and go and see everything and go and meet everyone and turn down work.
What I want people to understand is how difficult it is for working class artists to develop. It's hard for mid-career artists like myself to break through a glass ceiling, but it's even harder now for emerging artists to get their foot on the ladder. Over the past 10 years, I've truly benefited from small-scale venues offering seed commissions and giving 3 to 5 night runs with excellent in-kind support that meant working class artists like myself were able to be seen by larger scale venues who were interested in the type of work we were creating and what we had to say. That's no longer happening. Those small scale venues are now closing, and the funding is being pooled to larger scale venues that do not give the same opportunities to working class people. At the same time, when opportunities are given, it's near impossible for a working class artist to have worked to that scale, especially when they're emerging. And it's even harder to create that type of work without exploitation, which working class artists often face. What I would love to see is larger scale venues giving realistic opportunities to working class artists, but also seeing funding being put back into small local theatres to help people create that body of work again.
Hi, my name's Ed. I've worked in theatre for about 25 years and I love it, but it's so badly paid that you have to go off and do other stuff to subsidise your theatre career, unless of course you're independently wealthy. And one of the things I do is voices for cartoons, including Danger Mouse, so I've asked Baron Greenback to come along today to talk on my behalf.
Yes, it's me, Baron Greenback, the most evil toad in the universe, you know the drill. Now, one of the things that Ed has found particularly annoying in his theatre career is that there is often a very reductive idea of what a working class theatre artist looks, sounds like and talks about. You know the sort of thing. There's a lot of expectation to tell a particular type of gritty story. So for instance, if you're from the northeast of England, you want to talk about growing up poor and the time me father braid us into bed because I wouldn't eat a whippet. And if you're from London, they want you to talk about going up on the estate and fighting with the Chelsea headhunters and the lure of the crackbat, bro, in it. And if you're from the West Country like Ed, they want you to talk about growing up poor on the farm and the summer the crops failed and we all had to go to the army and eat a war horse. Now that's fine if you want to tell gritty stories, but not all working class creatives do. And working class creatives should be allowed to be silly and whimsical and sad and vulnerable and multifaceted in the way that other creatives are allowed to be and experiment with things, because someone like Ed is clearly an idiot. I mean, he couldn't be a spokesman for an entire economic class of people. It's way too much responsibility. He likes stupid jokes and stories and songs. He's a fool, an absolute moron. I mean, look, he's got a soft toy doing this presentation for him. All right.